how do you even begin to explain the entire universe of science? From the tiniest little atom to the biggest, most mind-boggling galaxy. Well, let's dive into that, because the answer is actually way more elegant than you might think, and it all starts with just a single word.
I mean, just look at this. The world of science can feel huge, a little chaotic, but also incredibly beautiful. And honestly, it can be pretty intimidating. So where do you start? How do you build a foundation so you can explore all of this amazing stuff without just getting totally lost?
Well, the key is realizing that science isn't just one subject sitting by itself. It's all part of what we call STEM. And the really crucial thing to get is that these subjects are all tangled up together. You really can't understand the engineering without the math, or the technology without the science. They all speak the same language.
And that brings us to the really genius idea here. This isn't about just memorizing a long, boring list of definitions. It's about building a kind of map in your head, a visual map, where every new word isn't just a fact, it's a new place you can go and explore.
And the whole idea behind this is actually really simple but so powerful. The more words you know, the easier it is to learn. Words are basically the tools, right? They're the building blocks we use to construct our understanding of, well, everything.
So, where does a journey like this begin? Not with some crazy complex formula or abstract theory. Nope, it starts with what's right in front of our faces. Let's begin with the world that we all know.
Okay, what I love about this is the contrast. We just get the difference between a scorching hot desert and the freezing cold Arctic, right? It's intuitive. So by anchoring these big scientific ideas like climate and habitat to these really powerful, familiar images, science stops being scary and starts feeling real.
And this is just brilliant. It shows you how to connect something massive and abstract, like the Earth literally orbiting the sun, to something tiny and personal. Like seeing the leaves change color in your backyard. That huge astronomical event suddenly becomes something you can see and feel.
All right, so that covers stuff we can see and feel. But what about the things we can't see? This is where it gets really interesting. Let's tackle the challenge of explaining something like sound.
Our world is just bursting with sounds, isn't it? A soft whisper, the roar of traffic, your favorite song. This page does such a great job of capturing that energy. You can almost hear all the different noises just by looking at it.
But that brings up a really cool question. We can all hear it, but how on earth do you show someone what sound actually is? How do you make that invisible force visible? You do it with one simple, elegant, powerful word. Vibration. That's it. That's the secret. That is the scientific principle behind every single noise, from a pin drop to a sonic boom. And here is the fantastic payoff. You don't show the sound, you show the thing making the vibration. A lion's roar, a fire engine's siren, the wheels of a train on the tracks. Suddenly, by seeing what creates the vibration, we can actually understand the invisible sound itself. It's so clever. Okay, so you see what's happening here, right? Once you have these foundational words, these building blocks like vibration or orbit, you can start stacking them on top of each other to understand way more complex things. You can literally go from simple gears to entire galaxies. Take a look at this. Every complicated machine you can possibly think of, from a bicycle to a space shuttle, is built from super simple parts. A lever, a pulley, a gear. If you understand what these words mean and what these parts do, you've got the alphabet for understanding all of technology.
It's these simple words, gear, lever, pulley, that give us the language, the vocabulary we need to understand something as awe-inspiring as this, the entire solar system. All of a sudden, words like orbit, planet, satellite, and star aren't just random trivia. They're interconnected ideas that let us draw a map of our cosmic neighborhood. Think about it. We've gone from one little leaf changing color all the way to the edge of the solar system.
So now, let's put it all together. What happens when you combine our new understanding of machines and forces and space and energy? You get one of the greatest things humanity has ever done.
You can just feel the power in this. This one moment, liftoff. It's the payoff for literally thousands of scientific ideas and words. Physics, chemistry, engineering, all coming together perfectly. And it all leads to this one unforgettable sentence. It took an incredible vocabulary of science to get a human being to the moon, but it was language that captured the meaning of that moment for everyone, forever.
So let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. The point isn't to just learn 1,000 separate facts.
It's about seeing how all those facts connect to weave this beautiful, intricate web of knowledge.
This image is the perfect way to think about it. Every single word, every concept, it's like a point of light. But the real magic, the real power, comes from the lines that connect them. Learning about a gear helps you understand a rocket. Understanding cold helps you understand space. Nothing exists on its own.
So why does this all work so well? Well, for one, it connects those really abstract ideas to our everyday lives. It builds up our knowledge brick by brick, from simple things to really complex systems. And best of all, it shows how everything in science overlaps, turning learning from a chore into a real adventure.
And that leaves us with one last really powerful question to think about. Every new word you learn isn't just a definition in a book, it's a key that unlocks a totally new part of the universe. So what's the next word that's going to open up your world?